We're surrounded by BLM land, and within less than, in some cases, 20 minutes, you can find a nice, comfortable place out here in the middle of the desert to pitch camp. And if you're by yourself, reflect and be introspective about your life. And then it's also a great place for fellowship and to be able to hang out with like-minded individuals.
All right. Hey, so my name is Dave.
What's up, everybody? My name's Paul.
And so this is my YouTube channel, In-Game Campers. And today we're going to do a tour of this truck camper shell. So this is a camper shell. It's not a truck camper in the sense that it has a floor. This is actually Paul's. Paul's a dear friend of mine, and I recently made this for him. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the build of this, and then Paul is going to go into how he set it up and kind of a philosophy of why he wanted it. A little bit of quick housekeeping. There will be a bar underneath the screen to where you could skip ahead. Say, for example, you don't want to listen to me talk about how I build it, and you just want to skip to the inside tour. And also, there will be a description of the link to a playlist for the complete build series for this camper. But without further ado, let's get into it. So this truck camper shell is really light, and that's primarily attributed to it's actually made out of cedar, which is what you guys see on the outside. This isn't fake. This is real wood. I source this cedar from cedar fence pickets that you just buy at a home store. They have a lap joint, and there's a whole method I go into as to how the wood can expand and contract without tearing itself apart. And it sits over a cedar frame. And then the roof is actually made from a compression arch of compressing 1/4-inch plywood into that arch shape, which is really strong. It's reinforced internally and then weatherproofed on top with a polyurethane base coating. The combination of this, though, made a truck camper shell that's really lightweight. It'll last for years. It was largely speaking pretty easy to construct, and I think it's very, very beautiful. But these are acrylic windows. They actually pop out like this, or they can close all the way like this. And as you guys will see on the inside, they have a trim kit, which allows you to do a complete blackout with the built-in blinds. And they also have a screen. There's a simple power bank that provides lighting and so forth. And to charge it, instead of mounting a solar panel on top of the roof and affecting aerodynamics, Paul just carries around a 100-watt lightweight solar panel. And what I did is I actually set up a port right here to where he just takes it out of his truck, unwraps it, and then just simply plugs it in. And then internally, that's all fed into the power bank so it can be charged. So when he gets out to camp, all he's got to do is pull out his panel, sit it right here, and plug it in. It gives a lot of versatility, both in the panel you use and being able to orient it toward the sun to make sure that you're maximizing your solar input.
All right, now it's my turn to take over. As we approach the back of the camper shell, I'm getting old, so I need a step stool. I can't jump up on the porch here like I used to as a young lad. Going inside, one of the things that I absolutely love is this Thinsulate insulation. It creates that level of comfort when it comes to staying warm, staying cool, and then there's also the sound dampening qualities of it as well. Once I get in here and I batten down the hatches, i.e. the portholes or the acrylic windows, it gets very quiet in there. It's nice to be able to go to sleep. So coming on board, you'll note that under the 6-inch memory foam mattress is a series of storage compartments made from a repurposed bookshelf that Dave had. And it's actually worked out perfectly. I don't remember exactly how many inches it is, but when I'm in the seated position, there's enough room for me to change out my clothes, put on new boots, and head on out. Looking at this first compartment here, I'm looking at making this one here into my little mess kitchen area, the things that I need to grab when I'm cooking out on the porch. Here I have my Mr. Heater Buddy. Haven't had to deploy that yet, but hopefully as the months go by and we roll back into winter, I definitely will. Or if I don't want to use that, I have an electric blanket there. There's the 12-volt adapter connector there, and then there's the battery that I can plug into as well. I have some odds and ends there. I have an extra battery pack. I have these little pouches that contain food. In here I also have extra propane if I need it. Moving further on down, more mess kit stuff. I've got some tools in there. And I'm moving on back here. It's kind of hard to see. But I have my stove. I have some rope. I have a shovel. I have some axes, some saws, some more tools in the event that I need them. What I like to do is be able to get everything into these backpacks. Eventually, more food, cold weather gear, and then a go bag if I wanted to go hiking. You can almost feel the air pressure change when you close that door. But these acrylic windows are awesome because right now I have a screen up, but then I can lower the screen, have an open window if I wanted to. And then with the window closed, I also have a blackout shade that pulls down. And this has been awesome. Took it out for a second shakedown a couple days ago, and I ended up sleeping 10 and a half hours inside of the Galapagos here. And it was magnificent.
So Paul, I like to consider this chill mode right here.
Oh yes.
So you got a little camping chair you can just sit on in there?
Yeah, like I was talking about, it was a chair that I'd bought 15 years ago from where I have no idea, but to take it out camping with you and sit around the campfire, not very comfortable, but I can tell you this right now, from where I'm at, it fits perfectly. It's almost as if it was made for this exact situation.
So did you do you have a name or something that you call this camper?
Yeah, I've referred to it several times as Galapagos in honor of the turtle, because now I have a shell on the back of my truck that affords me the ability to go anywhere whenever I want and be in, I would say, it's almost luxurious accommodations.
Sure, better than sleeping in a tent, right?
Hell yeah.
Now, obviously, you like camping out in the outdoors. What's outdoors do for you? Like, what was one of the genesis of you wanting this camper?
I Whenever you can get out away from the city, and we're kind of lucky being here in Las Vegas that we're surrounded by BLM land, and within less than, in some cases, 20 minutes, you can find a nice, comfortable place out here in the middle of the desert to pitch camp. And if you're by yourself, reflect and be introspective about your life. And then it's also a great place for fellowship and to be able to hang out with like-minded individuals. For me, by doing that, either by myself or with friends, it recharges my battery. It allows me to connect with God more spiritually, and it also gives me the opportunity to take a break from my family, think about how important they are to me, and then whenever I go back home, I'm a completely different person.
What's that expression? Distance makes the heart fonder, or something like that, right?
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Thank you.
That's for sure.
I think a lot of people can understand exactly where you're coming from, Paul.
Yeah.
And a camper just makes it that much more comfortable, right?
Oh, yes. So we're old now. Sleeping on a air mattress that I've got to blow up by myself, or any other sort of camping hiking, backpacking mattress is just completely out of the question now. Uh, and then also sleeping in a tent and feeling vulnerable to the elements, whatever they may be, weather, animals, humans, being able to sit here inside of this camper shell, be able to sleep on a 6-inch mattress, be able to sit there and close and lock a door behind me, be able to open windows if necessary. I got my portholes. And it just kind of adds another layer of safety and security, I guess, that I feel if somebody's going to try and come at me, and that could be, like I said, weather. I said it could be a bear or it could be a human. But now I'm inside of this little mobile bunker here, and that adds to getting rid of a lot of anxiety, and it can go to bed a lot quicker.
I can appreciate that. One question people always ask is this particular truck camper shell is a bit unusual because it actually has a rear wall, and we designed it to where you could shut your tailgate. Do you ever have a contingency if you're in here sleeping with the door shut, if someone would shut the tailgate?
And in the event that I had to get out myself, I can either by exiting through, sticking my hand through that porthole, I can easily reach the latch of my pickup truck. Uh, God forbid, should that door become inaccessible, I have multiple edged instruments inside of here that I could easily hack my way out of here if I needed to. But for those watching, please feel free to throw in the comments uh, if you can come up with an idea to be able to secure that tailgate so that it won't come up and that I can leave it in a patio state while I'm in here. I'd greatly appreciate that.
And this is a 2014 Chevy. So basically, like maybe if there's like a disconnect mechanism so no one could physically shut it, right?
Correct, or some sort of lock or wedge that nobody can come out and remove. I don't know. I've been spitballing it in my head, and anybody got any ideas? I greatly appreciate it.
But worst case scenario, you can pop open the porthole window,
Oh,
reach out, open the
my fat
tailgate.
butt's sadly not fitting through any of these windows, but
I will say one advantage of if you were not in there, of course, of being able to shut the tailgate on it though, is it does provide a little bit of additional security to the items inside because the tailgate is lockable. So it would be one more barrier to get through to get inside the camper if you were, you had some valuables in there.
yeah, in addition to the locking door, and that door is it's bomb proof. The way that you did your hardwood trim around it, I feel very secure with that. And then, like you said, I throw out that tailgate. It definitely creates a barrier that an opportunist criminal is not going to waste their time with.
Now, let me ask you this. I'm imagining a lot of people watching this right now probably themselves would like a little camper shell like this. You and I planned the build together. We've never done anything like this, but we just kind of used the best logic. But now that it's built, you've been out on a couple trips in it. If you had to change anything in the camper, what would it be? If we were going to rebuild it again, for example.
I love. How wide is this mattress again, Dave? 34 inches, maybe.
Okay, maybe that's what it was.
I would not want to give up 1 inch of that space.
Okay.
In retrospect, that door is aesthetically pleasing. It's centered. It looks awesome. I would have, in retrospect, off put the door off to the side to kind of allow more unimpeded movement in and out. Because sometimes negotiating this corner down here is a little difficult, but I just need to lose about 20 pounds, and I don't think that it'll be an issue.
Yeah. Well, that's good feedback, though.
And then I would say probably lastly is there is some space in here where maybe there could have been some more shelves put up, but I think that that's definitely something that we could work on in the future. And the one thing that I will say that's I'm glad we didn't stray away from is these acrylic windows.
Nice. So you can button it down in here, and the porthole windows you basically just have a black rag that can connect to hooks and just cover them up, so you can be completely blacked out in here, right?
On my last trip, I would probably still be out there, but it was pitch black inside of here. It was comfortable, and I ended up sleeping 10 and a half hours. It's the most sleep I've gotten probably in 4 years.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We put a couple lights in the top. Do you find those to be sufficient?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it creates plenty of light, and then between that battery unit there, um, I just have so many different plugins for additional lighting options if I needed to. I can easily charge my phone, charge my watch, charge my iPad. Uh, in all honesty, man, I mean this is exactly what it is that we wanted. You know, I gave you your it's kind of like the things that I wanted, but at the same time, you're still allowed to have full artistic um,
Freedom.
license to do whatever it is that you wanted, and it turned out beautifully. I
No,
love it. I absolutely love it.
I appreciate it. Paul, unless you have something else to add, I really appreciate it, my friends, and I think a lot of people can really relate to where you're coming from.
Well, be safe, everybody, and happy camping.